mommy.
Hello.
To miss me alive, came to laugh and learn how she live her best life. Became the change in the world she wanna see. Practicing Buddha, she don't even see her enemy. Her exo zodiac sign is Gemini. She highly volatile and calm at the same time. The world for what it really is, through the eyes of the twins. Me, her exo zodiac sign is Gemini. She highly volatile and calm at the same time. Highly volatile and calm at the same time. She highly volatile and calm at the same time. Highly volatile and calm at the same time. Highly volatile and calm at the same time. Highly volatile and calm at the same time.
Hi, Miss Mia here. So, first, I wanted to say thank you for listening to my podcast. This episode, a mini-sode, if you will, is real important to me because I feel like there will definitely be a part 2. So I hope that you guys tune in. Secondly, I also wanted to kind of reiterate the description of Miss Mia Live. If you've been to my website, which is miahillary.com, and you've visited the web page, Miss Mia Live, you see it's actually more like my web channel. I have my text blog that I publish maybe about once a week, several times a month, just depends on my schedule and my creativity, because that one actually requires the most effort. I also have my video blog up there that shows the most recent video that is added to my YouTube channel, Miss Mia Live. It's just like a visual of my podcast for the most part, just giving you the video to back up the audio, kind of, usually. Sometimes I don't have the opportunity to record somebody, but I have the opportunity to meeting video. Sorry for the background noise. But I do have the option to record, audio and vice versa. So you get, the option to take advantage of Miss Mia Live and experience it to the fullest and whichever way is most comfortable for you. Now, I also wanted to say that part of the Miss Mia Live idea is that it is live. So the guests that I have on my shows it's never edited. They are fully aware that it won't be edited. So even if it's not marked explicit, just kind of know in the back of your mind, because there are no edits with Miss Mia Live, that you may hear fuck or something of that nature, especially during my segment called WTF and Other News later on in the show. Anyhow, I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to cover in this intro, so I'll go ahead and go right into the topic. Today's episode is about the chronicles of being a single mother. Some of you that know me know that my son, who just turned 16, recently moved back home with me full time, whereas he had been living with his dad with me on the weekends and, during school breaks. And it's been real interesting because my bank account has definitely seen a hit, because the boy eats so much. And then, in an effort to kind of, I wouldn't say keep him at home, just kind of focus, his energy location. I prefer him to have friends over to the house, which means that I'm also feeding them as well. So, my bank account is like, whoa, bitch, you need to step it up. So my summer was interesting because as an event planner, I don't work a whole lot during the summer. So budgeting and things like that were tricky, but I got the hang of it eventually. So yay me. But, the more time that he and I are spending together, we are noticing, or at least I'm noticing, the things that we didn't know about each other, or, maybe knew about each other, questioned, just noticing all kind of new and getting all kind of new information about one another. And so about, 3 months ago, his best friend, who is the same age as him, had a baby. And as a mother, you can imagine, I lost my shit. I was like, whoa. So I immediately was like, I need to make sure that you and your dad are having these conversations, about sex, etc. And he was assuring me that they had, which they did. I just thought they would have, had the condom conversation, and his dad would have actually shown him how to put on a condom, right? Because that's kind of like the dad thing, if there's a such thing. So anyway, fast forward to about a month ago, and I'm sitting there on the phone with my friend, and we're talking about how her son is masturbating more. And it was just crazy because I believe he's 12. And so, obviously with my son being older, I was telling her, I was like, listen, this is totally normal. Just, encourage him, because what he was doing is he was doing it late at night because, it's the summertime and they don't have to wake up early for school. And he was doing it late at night, and then he would get up and take a shower. And when he got up to take a shower, it would wake her up, and she had to be up at like 2 or 3 a.m. Oh, we're going to turn around because I see a stray dog walking my way. Yeah. Real quick sidebar, my podcasts are live, so it's usually wherever I'm at and can have the opportunity to record a segment. So you never know what kind of background noise you'll hear. Anyway, so he had been taking these showers after his little sessions and waking her up. So she, was like, he's killing me, and I'm like, well, you don't want to discourage it because it's healthy for a boy to masturbate, especially regularly. I mean, that's what I think. I think it's healthy for a person in general to masturbate regularly, but that's a topic for another episode. Anyhow, so I was like, maybe encourage him, like get some wipes and leave them in the bathroom, that way he can just use the wipes and then he can just take a shower when he wakes up in the morning. Like, it's summertime. It's not a big deal. He has nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? But just kind of tell him, like, it's cool, but listen, this is what you got to do. And just be real cool with it. You want to be the cool mom about stuff like this. So that's the little, motherly advice pep talk that I gave my friend. And as I'm talking to her, Ty knocks on my door, and I'm like, come in. And he's like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? Blah, 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 blah. 'Cause I think he had actually just come home from his best friend's house, the best friend I spoke about a minute ago. And I was like talking to such and such about, her son and him masturbating, and just, making sure that you guys are aware of how to use condoms and stuff. And I was like, you know how to use put on a condom, right? And he was like, well, when I tell y'all, I almost lost my damn mind. I was like, wait. What you mean, well? And I was like, your dad didn't tell you how to put on a condom? And he was like, well, no. But, I mean, I kind of get the gist. I've seen movies, etc. And I'm like, in my head, and out loud, if I'm not mistaken, I was like, oh, hell no. Girl, let me call you back. So I immediately hang up the phone with my friend, and I'm talking to Ty, and I'm getting further information. And, unfortunately, he wasn't actually taught how to put on a condom. So here I am, and I'm like, well, fuck. Because that is not a conversation that I was expecting to have. Like, what kind of conversations did you have with your dad then? Well, it turns out his pops was, focusing on abstinence until marriage, or celibacy, till marriage. And, really, really encouraging that. There basically was no other option in his dad's conversations. And that's what he preached, and will probably continue to preach. And that's fine. But when you're only preaching one side, that's just not realistic. Especially nowadays when sex is everywhere and, people like boys and, it's so, it could happen so easily nowadays. I mean, let me tell you something. Yes, his best friend is only 16 with a 3-month-old or 4-month-old. I forget. She was born in May. But I will say this. That boy is a great dad. Before she was, right after she was born, you know how they have the first doctor's visit. He went to the outlet malls with Ty and I one day. Went into DKNY and got an outfit, the pants, a nice little crisp button up to wear to her first appointment. Okay. He has rode his bike. Even though he has a car, he didn't have gas in the car at the time. And instead of asking me or his mom to help him, he rode his bike to her house to get a baby diapers. Rode his bike to the store, then to the girl's house to get a baby diapers. So the boy is off to a good start. Be that as it may, his mama is still extremely upset about it, as you can imagine. Hell, I am too. Even though he's a straight A student, great dad, it's still like, fuck, really? Anyhow, so that was about, I don't know, a month ago. And my first thought was, okay, I'm going to call his dad. But I didn't because, if I have to show him, I have to show him, is what I was pumping myself up to think, right? But then when I got to the store and was getting ready to buy the condoms, I was like, well, shit, do I buy him a box and then let him have them? Do I buy him a big box and he's just good because they don't expire for 38 years? Or, am I buying him a little box of 3? Like, what am I doing? Am I buying him Trojan? Am I buying him Lifestyles? Like, there were just way too many motherfucking options. So I think I gave myself a panic attack, and needless to say, I still haven't done it yet. I'm going to. I just had to calm down because then I was trying to buy them while he was in the store with me. And of course, I sent him off to go get whatever, right? And he's back way sooner than I anticipate, asking all kind of questions. Why you in this aisle? What you buying over here? Uh-huh. And my nephew, and he liked to call it cupcaking, when you be cuddled up and, hugging and kissing on somebody or whatever. Who you cupcaking on? So, a sister couldn't get no help. So, I then call my fellas because anybody that knows me knows that 90% of my friends are men. And I want their perspective. I've been talking to them about this time moving situation and the details behind, what's been going on with him and his pops and everything. Just making sure that I'm kind of on the right track because for all intents and purposes, yes, his dad is still there, but I'm a woman. I know how to be a woman. And at the end of the day, I really only know how to be me. I couldn't tell you how to be nobody else, right? And that being said, I also couldn't tell him how to be a man. I ain't never been a man before. I might be able to change my voice and sound like a nigga when I want to. But, listen, the end of the day. So all I can really do as his mother is raise him to be a good person and do that in the best masculine way possible. So anytime I have a question about him, I call. There's a couple of fellas that, stay in my favorites because I call them so much, and my Samsung thinks, well, let's just keep them up there and, keep continuously reminding you that you be calling these people all the time. So, of course, I holler at them, and my first person I call, Brian, a.k.a. Flossie. He actually wrote my podcast intro. Shout out, Flossie! And he's like, dude, just do it. What's the big deal? Like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was even like, my mama told me. I mean, what's the big deal? You get a banana, you get a condom, just make sure you tell him to pinch the tip. Like, Flossie, he's real. And I was like, okay, you're right. No, I'm tripping, I'm bugging, I'm tripping. Like, why am I making this a bigger deal than I need to, right? And then I was like, well, how many do I get? Do I get a big box? Do I get lifestyle? Do I get Trojan? Like, all of these questions, like, how do I know? Like, I'm a woman, when it comes to stuff in the bedroom, the man usually has that on lock already, like, I mean, I keep an extra just in case, but I keep a specific type of extra because, well, I mean, truth be told, I have a specific type. So, and it's not a 16-year-old. You feel me? So, I don't think Brian and I got as far as type and, quantity and all this other stuff. But move on to the next conversation because I like to get, 2 to 3 people to give me their feedback, and then I can kind of combine it all together and make it into one cohesive idea. And, then it was like, well, show them on a cucumber. No, show them on a banana. Show them on this. Long story short, it gave me great anxiety after talking to these 3 people. And I should have just listened to my boy B to begin with and just did it. Like, it's really not that big of a deal, especially for me, because I'm a sexual person. I love it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of my sexuality. I don't want my son to be ashamed of his sexuality. I don't want him to feel, especially now that he lives with me full time, that he can't come to me and talk to me about his sexuality. I mean, listen, the boy can tell me, about all these little honey dips and how they love the curls, and now that he's cut his hair, they loving the waves and all this other stuff. So, if I got to listen to that, I mean, I got to be open to listen to anything, right? But yeah, sorry about the plane in the background. Anyway, yeah, I like tripped myself up and was like giving myself anxiety about it, and it didn't happen yet. I'm going to do it. I just honestly don't think about buying condoms when I'm in the store. It's not something that's on my list. And now that I've found online shopping, I don't even know. Can you order condoms from like Walgreens or Walmart? Or, when I'm ordering my groceries, can they go down the condom aisle for me? I don't really know. So, anyway, that's my single mom chronicle for this episode. I would love to get your feedback. I would love to hear, especially for my fellow single moms, about, what your first experience was, telling your boy how to put on a condom. Did you do it? Did his father do it? Did you tell your daughter how to put on a condom? Because one thing for me, my mom never told me. I just happened to, like I said, always be like somebody's little sis. And, when they consider you a sister or family, they do things in front of you that they wouldn't normally do. So I've seen it happen before I actually had sex. And then, obviously, as a 40-year-old woman, I've done it many times, but it wasn't something that I was taught. And I'm curious to know, if you have a daughter, is that something that you have taught her or will teach her? Let me know. You can find me. Let's chat about this. You can find me on all social media platforms, all the major ones, anyways. On Twitter at Mia Hillary. That's MiaHillery. On Instagram at MiaHillery.com. Oh, actually, Instagram does not have .com after it. It's just Mia Hillary. Sorry about that. The wind kind of got me fucked up all of a sudden. On Facebook at Mia Hillary Brand. That's MiaHilleryBrand. So, yeah, let's have a conversation. I want to know what your thoughts are about me having to tell my son how to put on a condom. No, not just tell, but show him how to put on a condom. What kind of condoms do I use? How many do I get? Do I let him just keep the box? What's your feedback? Holla at your girl. Hey now, pause for the cause. Here's a word from one of my partners for today's episode.
Hey, this is Chris at Sun Studios of Arizona. You know, we're located in Tempe, very close to all the freeways. And Sun Studios is a one-stop shop for all your media and event needs. Whether you're looking to rent a soundstage, a green screen, a recording studio, or an auditorium for your projects or special events. Visit our website at sunstudiosaz.com or call us at 480-565-7040. And we love Mia. Yay!
What's up, y'all? This your girl, Mia. So, here's my quick little promo about my business, because we all know that if we don't get to pay the bills, being homeless is not a good look. So, yeah, I plan events. I love doing it, been doing it forever. And you can visit my website at miahillery.com for details. That's MiaHillery.com. Visit my website. You can also subscribe to my podcasts, YouTube channel, and blog there. Schedule a free consultation and get a lot of fun information about who I am and, get to know me a little bit. All right. Visit my website, miahillery.com. Thanks, guys.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.